holiday food choices that are out there to explore. My guest chef and I are going to take some traditional holiday food and turn it into something that's going to get you out of your holiday food doldrums. I'd like to welcome Kroger chef Tom Williams to the show. Hey. Awesome to have you here today, big boy.
Hey, thank you, Steve.
Well, what Kroger store do you work at?
I work at the Kroger store in Brambleton, which is right down the road from Cave Spring Middle School.
Okay. That store is, you know, I used to work in that store years ago. I love the people there.
Yeah, it's a great group of people that work there.
Yeah, and I know that getting comments from the show, I know a lot of those guys watch that show.
Yes.
So, but are you ready to get started on this first dish?
Sure.
What is it called?
It is a cream of mushroom and leek soup with a Brie Crouton.
Sounds really good.
Let's get started.
Okay.
First thing you do is you want to start prepping your mushrooms. We have shiitake.
That's a shiitake, isn't it?
It's a shiitake mushroom, and you want to discard the stem because it's real fibrous and it's hard to eat.
Hard to chew on.
Yeah,
huh?
it sure is. So you want to turn the stove on there, Steve? So
I got you, man.
Slice these up, and while we're doing that, we're going to get our butter starting to melt in there so that we can saute them.
Oh, I like you already using butter instead of olive oil.
That's right. It gives it better flavor. So we'd slice our shiitakes and our cremini mushrooms.
And the cremini is basically what?
It's a baby portobello.
Okay.
So we're going to throw those in there, get them going good.
You know, and mushrooms contain really a lot of water in it too, so, you know, not crowding the pan is a real big key here.
Yeah, that's
you want to let that steam escape out of there, huh?
You want to use a large stock pot to allow that to happen.
I like it. So, and you see we got leeks in this too,
Yeah, we got leeks right here.
That looks like a big green onion,
Yeah, it is. And leeks are grown in a sandy environment, so it's real important that you clean them up real good. So you would slice them down like this.
You got a jumper there, man.
Yeah, didn't want to go in the pan. So you would slice them down like this, and then you would submerge them in water.
And you actually have to kind of move them around a little bit too for that to, all that sand to come out, and it goes right on the bottom.
Yeah, it goes right into the bottom. And we already had some soaking right here. We'd like to just add it to the soup.
Drain that water off of there.
Yes.
And put them in there. And that's going to get, you know, I like leeks because they're different than just a regular white onion, or even better, they're different than green onions too.
Yeah, they got a nice flavor.
Yeah, they do. So we're going to stir this around a little bit, just kind of move it around until it gets softened. They're looking pretty good in there right now.
It smells great too.
Yes, it does.
So after you get these softened down, you're going to add some flour to this to develop a roux. The roux is going to help the chicken stock and the milk thicken the soup up.
Now, you know, you can also make roux on the side, can't you?
Yes, you can make roux on the side.
And this is an old French trick, isn't it?
Yeah,
what's it called?
It's called Sanger.
Sanger. I like big words like that.
Yeah, we
get fancy on cooking with Kroger.
We had to learn those then at Johnson & Wales. So after you get your roux in there, you want to let it cook, the flour cook, to get some of the raw taste out.
What, 2 or 3 minutes?
Yeah. Then you would add your chicken stock.
You know, in the chicken stock that you had, you actually just bought that in Kroger
right
already.
Off
we sell stocks.
Right off the shelf in the soup aisle. It's a 25% low sodium chicken stock.
Okay. And that's real key too, not to put too much salt in there, so you can add the salt.
Yeah.
It's starting to thicken up here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's starting to thicken up just a little bit. You're going to let this simmer for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then you would add your heavy cream.
Okay.
You could use milk. You could use skim milk.
Hey, it's the holidays, man.
Yeah.
Just throw all that fat in there with it.
The heavy cream lets it develop a nice flavor. And after you do that, you're going to want to add what I think is the key ingredient.
I do too.
The sherry. And that's sherry, not cooking sherry, but the real deal that you would get in our wine department.
Yeah, you know, that every time you get that sherry off the shelves, you know, in the cooking aisle, it's chock full of salt and stuff, and it's just really not good. This gives you the real essence of the sherry.
Right, and right here you would taste it and add some salt and pepper. And you would let it simmer for probably 15-20 minutes to get to the consistency that you want.
Okay, we're going to set this over on the side on another eye and just kind of let that go. And so we've got our soup really all ready. Now, what is our next step here?
Well, we're going to take our croutons, which in our Kroger store and most of your Kroger stores in the bakery department, they will pre-slice and toast up some French baguettes. Yeah, it saves a lot of time. Also, your slices are nice and consistent that way.
Yeah, because we have a machine to do it instead of doing it by hand.
Right.
But at least it's just a baguette, right?
Yeah, it's just a French baguette. So we're going to take about 3 of these crouton slices, and we are going to put some Joan of Arc cow's milk brie, which is a French brie that's available in our cheese shops. That's been peeled, and then we're going to put it in the oven.
Brie becomes a really popular cheese right around the holidays, isn't it?
A lot of times people will wrap it in a puff pastry.
On crude or whatever.
Yeah, with some roasted garlic or some figs or something like that.
Some jelly even is good, isn't it?
And bake it in the oven.
So we just put this in the oven just until this melts. Now, this cheese is not going to get really brown.
No,
It'll just get real melty and nice.
Melty and bubbly and good.
So why don't we put that in the oven? Well, what temperature do you recommend?
About 350.
And how long does it usually take?
About 5-10 minutes.
Okay. Well, let me go ahead and put this in the oven for you. Okay. So we got our croûtes in the oven, and we're going to bring this. We're going to bring back this soup here. And really, we made this one a little earlier, didn't we? Yes, we did. Because it had time to set up. And I tell you what, I'm really getting that celery and that leek flavor in there.
And also you can smell the sherry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm liking that. So with this, how do you know when it's the right consistency, Tom?
There's another fancy French term called nappe.
Nappe.
Which means to coat the back of the spoon, and you just stick a spoon in there and you draw your finger across, and then you can see that it doesn't run back together on the back of the spoon.
And the longer this sets, I guess the more it'll thicken up.
That's right.
So why don't we get our croutons out with the brie, and then we'll be ready to plate this thing.
All right.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, and toast it up a little more. And this stuff is just really melty and nice. So let's plate this thing, Tom.
All right.
Nice bowl. I like this bowl.
So do I. I like the different shapes and stuff that you can get in bowls now.
Man, that smells so good. We'll taste a little bit of this too in just a second.
All right. A little bit more in there.
More. And then so we just take these croutons and just drop them right in there. Kind of like French onion soup, isn't it?
Yes, very similar.
I like that. That's a great touch to this soup.
And then you would finish it off with just a sprinkle of some green onions for some color.
And I got to get me a little bit of this, man.
And there you have it.
Oh, man. Right on. I like
nice
that,
and hearty, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Perfect for winter time.
Yeah.
So, up next, we're making a Tom Williams award-winning signature dish as CWK continues.